So hello, welcome back to Go Again Gaming, and the League That Means Nothing Season 2 is about to kick off here on the channel. Still waiting for the casters to get the job done on Round 1's Week 1. There's going to be a lot more content going forward on the League That Means Nothing Season 2 because the player count has doubled since last season. And of course I want to try and get as many games as possible onto the channel as good content really, because there's a lot of cool heroes in this particular league. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you keep updated with all the League That Means Nothing Season 2 news here on the channel. But yeah, this graphic, as you can see right in front of you now, is the Round 1 and just the meta at large here in the League That Means Nothing Season 2. And we got not only a wide spread of players from all over the world, as you can see there, but we've also got a wide spread of heroes and a couple of other sort of content creators and people in that sort of space as well. So obviously we'll shout them out as and when we get to them. But these are the round ones, really interesting. So we've got Azuri versus Sophia. So we've got Azuri versus Riptide, I should say. USA versus Brazil in that first round one. Then we've got Adam Turnbull playing Vincent against Lynette Natris on Azalea. So Lynette is Fabled Hero NZ, one of the first cosplayers I ever saw cosplay Azalea from New Zealand. So that's again a USA versus New Zealand matchup there. Then we got Tyler from the US playing Max. So Max Nitro list coming into this league that means absolutely nothing. And they're playing against Anthony Pajejas, I think. Oh, rubbish pronunciation of your name there, sorry, but from the Philippines. So we've got USA versus the Philippines there, Max versus Azalea. Then we've got Chris Chalk, who has a lot of presence on Cardboard Swords, UK-based YouTube channel. So go and check out Cardboard Swords. They do a lot of in-person gameplay from their armories and what have you, and always good to see some more UK-based people making content, and Chris Chalk is a mainstay on that channel, so go and check that out when you can. A great player as well. I've met him a few times, and I think he might appear in my Birmingham vlog at some stage. But yeah, that's Chris from the UK playing against Roger Bodie, one half of the M&R podcast from the USA, playing Boltin, so Enigma versus Boltin. That is a very, very good game as well. I've already edited that one. That is already in the pipeline, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. That's very fun. Then we've got myself, Aaron Francis, doxing myself here. Aaron Francis from the UK, also known as Az on the YouTubes, playing against my good friend Pascal Weiler from Switzerland. You would have seen Pascal on various videos like the Channel Mount Pilatus video, the Lille vlogs, and many other things, but Pascal's a lovely guy, and he's decided to bring Betsy to the table. That's going to be interesting to see how that one works out. I'm playing Riptide this tournament, sheerly because there's a lot of Azaleas. I played Azalea last league, and I just thought I'd try something different with Riptide, much more of a control-y based list. But running that into a Guardian, I don't know how that's going to go. Betsy or not, Guardian has a lot of ways to out-fatigue my arrows and my stuff, right? So we'll see what happens there. Then we got Bill LePage versus Ian Kenderdine, so that's Canada versus New Zealand. Bill, of course, is part of the Spike Feeders, so Spike Feeders Magic and Spike Feeders Fab, as well as 1/3 of the Living Legends podcast. So shout out to my good friend Bill playing Zen, the only Zen in the tournament, and this is post-ban as well, so we're going to see no Bonds Yellow and Blue in this list. But Bill didn't really play Bonds Yellow and Blue anyway. Bill was always playing like a more Tiger-centric synergy deck, so it's going to be interesting to see how that sort of pans out. And you can see a lot of that deck gameplay on the Fab, Spike Feeders Fab YouTube channel, because there is currently a Zen Gauntlet being ran at the moment, so you can go and check them out. But playing against Ian Kenderdine, Right Time Radio Reflex, and of LSS. Ian actually is an LSS employee, so that's cool to see New Zealand and LSS repping in this tournament. And Ian, of course, Brute Squad, Brute Nation, is going to be playing Rhinar in that matchup. So Rhinar in this economy, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Then we got Jay from Zen State Fab, another Canadian that hangs out with Bill a lot, one of Bill's good friends, and he's playing Vincent. He's got a YouTube channel called Zen State Fab, and there's a lot of it is around Vincent and Vincent gameplay and all that sort of stuff. So make sure you go and check them out when you can. Then we got David playing Prism, so the only Prism in this particular tournament. And I'm going to say as well, the matchup between Jay and David is a really, really good match as well. Again, already edited, already in the pipeline to come out. That is a very, very good game, so make sure you go and check that one out. Then we've got Kale Brenzy playing Viserai. So Kale is also known as Dead Samurai on YouTube, does some fantastic lore videos and a couple of shorts recently, so make sure you go and check out Dead Samurai when you can. That's Kale Brenzy playing Viserai. Of course, he would bring Lord Sutcliffe's vile servant, or whatever it is, you know, correct me in the comments as to what Viserai actually is to Lord Sutcliffe. I'm not very that much sort of brushed up on the lore, but there we go, bringing Viserai, of course, and against Ben Odenheimer on the only Levia in the tournament, so that's Australia versus USA. Then we got Carlos Gutierrez Gonzalez on New. One of two news in this particular tournament. This is one half of the Fabritorium team, the Spanish YouTube channel, who actually did the coverage for the Spanish Nationals as well this year. So make sure you go and check out Fabritorium. Great people over there. Carlos is a lovely man, and I will come and see you in Madrid soon, I promise. Playing against Jamie McCabe from Ireland on the only Dash OG Inventor Extraordinaire. So New versus Dash in that matchup as well. Then we got Kenneth on Enigma. Otherwise known as Mocha in the previous tournament. You would have seen Mocha play Dromai in the last League That Means Nothing, and of course bringing an illusionist to the table here against Andrew Mason from the UK, long-time patron, long-time supporter of the channel. Cheers, Andrew, for coming along and playing Arachne in this tournament. Someone's got to rep the Arachne, right? And I knew it would be you, so fair play. We're interested to see how that one goes. And yeah, we got Matthew Kenworthy, fantastic player. One of the people I go to if there's any Teklo questions or any sort of Teklo based stuff. Matt is repping the Teklo Vossen, and is a good player, very, really good player. Had a good result at the UK Nats recently. But yeah, Teklo is one of his favourites as well. So it's good to see that he's bringing Teklo to the table against Red Zone Rogue Kellen Rosenberger on New. Of course, Kel was going to play an assassin. Whether New was bad or good, Kel would have turned up playing New. So obviously Red Zone Rogue, all members of the Living Legends podcast here on this particular tournament. And yeah, so that's going to be Teklo versus New. That can be quite a swingy game, I feel. But going to be interesting to see how that goes. Then we got Conor McLaughlin, again another Irish fella, playing Fi. So nice to see, just sort of red deck, pure racing style. And he said to me, I'm playing 5 because I want to try and get Phoenix form off. So going to be interesting to see how that plays. But it is into Carlotta, the defending champion of the League That Means Nothing, on Azalea. So that could be a very, very difficult matchup for Conor to get a leg into. But yeah, Carlotta is a very, very good player. Again, one half of the Fabritorium Spanish team. And yeah, Carlotta is a fantastic player on Azalea on that deck, and yeah, praise be Azalea Colt, and she's using all of the cool tokens that you can get as well from Go Again Gaming website to represent your various Azalea board states. And then finally, last but not least, this is another fantastic game which is in the pipeline to be released. That's Viserai, so that's Hank from Goblin Reserve on Viserai against Aaron Merkel on Bravo. So again, this is a fantastic match that you can come to expect very, very soon. This is a amazing game, very, very swingy, and a result that you probably wouldn't expect after watching, you know, the first 20-30 minutes of the game. Is an interesting one, so make sure you stay tuned. But yeah, that's the meta at large. That's round one. I don't know how long these updates are going to be from sort of from now on, because I think the meta at large will be presented in each video for the casters to sort of comment on very, very briefly. But I just thought I would bring this up because it's really, really cool. But yeah, so coming back to me here, it's going to be a great time. The League That Means Nothing is always a great sort of excuse to edit, play, and just sort of televise more flesh and blood with no stakes. And it just means that people can just play in a friendly environment with no stakes and just play maybe some heroes that they don't necessarily play, some interactions they might not necessarily explore. But yeah, should be a great time. And again, I've already edited a lot of these games. I'm just waiting for the casters to do their job on it, and then we can get it out. But some of these games are sick, and yeah, should be a good time. So round one is coming very, very soon. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep updated with all things The League That Means Nothing Season 2. We'll see you soon. Cheers.